And welcome back to the hottest marriage show in our neighborhood. It's I, John D. and
Kanika,
aka
Do
and Too Much Podcast. Rescripting the culture, one conversation at a time. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. Your voice sounds a little firm, stern. I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
What are you apologizing for?
Because, I mean, we supposed to be having a good time. And you talking about, how are you? It wasn't that, hey, how are you? He was like, how are you? Like,
Okay. How are you?
oh, that, you see the difference in that? It just sounds so. I'm good. I'm happy to be sitting next to you. So let me ask you a question. Do you ever feel like I be blowing it out of proportion or exaggerating the way that I feel about you being in me?
I don't know. I guess I'm hoping not.
Okay, I want you to know I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's genuine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any reason to feel like it's not. It's not like you're like overly, like, oh, I'm just so high. I mean, I don't feel like that. I mean, but you definitely let me know that you enjoy being around me. I appreciate that.
No, I always wonder because to me, like I remember past relationships or whatnot. Even you, like you guys made me feel like, to me, I feel like it was fake until like our relationship as our marriage got stronger. I was like, dang, she was really genuine in the beginning. To me, because I didn't feel like anybody who was supposed to treat me like that. So remember, I used to, so I just didn't understand. I was just like, golly, they gave it to me in the beginning.
Well, you know, this is the thing about that too. Why always got to be fake until you do it? That's like when people be like, this ain't even really about nothing. And then you do it. You be like, you know, was really cool. I hate when people do that. When they're like, oh, yeah, no, I'm not interested in it. That's not even, it sounds like it's whack, whatever. And then they do it. It was like, you know what I just got up on? Hey, you need to try this. And I know y'all have known this. You know how you tell somebody something is great and then they just downplay it and then they do it and then they tell you about it like you never said it to them. Like for real. But even in this, yeah. But see, I don't know. I feel like you were like the little Grinch and your heart grew 3 times bigger and then you was like, oh, feelings. Look at that.
Yeah.
But less than surface, like more than surface feelings. That's interesting. People can feel that way. And then you're like, dude, hey, guess what? I really enjoy being around you. You were like, okay. Now I'm dry. Before I used to be like petting his face and I would be all in his face. I felt like loving on people like I did physically. I was just like, because that's how I felt. It's like if you love somebody, then you touch their face, you rub their back. When you see them, you hug them. You know, if somebody says their name, you smile. You know, stuff like that. And John would be like, why are you doing all this? I'd be like, it's a little over the top.
I don't know. I feel like I didn't deserve all of that. And I was like, why would she treat me like this?
And you know, that's telling because you felt like you didn't deserve it. And true enough, at one point you didn't. I shouldn't have given that much when I did. I learned that later on. That's something else that I never caught on to, that part that they're supposed, like, even if you feel giddy, there's that infatuation that makes you want to do a whole bunch of stuff. But even in feeling that way, you got to pare it down. Like I was doing a lot.
I think it was because I've been telling people that relationships are for mature people. I wasn't mature to even be able to appreciate anything like that. So I wouldn't say that you should tone it down. You and I shouldn't have been in a relationship where you should be toning anything, because then that's not you. You were just a giving and loving person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't want people to get the wrong idea. Like, oh, I'm supposed to give you this in increments. No, you give it to increments. And if you feel like you got to raise or bring somebody along for the ride or whatnot, but if they're mature enough, you can give them everything.
If there's reciprocity.
Well, my point is, if they're mature enough, it will be reciprocity, or they wouldn't even be bothered with you.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
depending on the company you decide to be entertained by, how many of them do you think are mature enough to be able to reciprocate?
Yeah. Well, and that's what I'm saying. There should have been a toned down level that I had to.
Well, you would have had to been mature enough to know that you're dealing with a child. And you were like, you know what? Maybe I should just keep it moving. I'll catch him like 20 years later.
Yeah. I tried that. He was like, hey, excuse me, pardon me. My name is John, and I don't understand why you ain't all over me.
Anyways.
Anyway, singular. Yeah. How is that going?
How's what going?
How is life going with you now? So the question is this. You ask if I feel like it's fake or not genuine, over the top. Do you feel like I'm under the bottom? Do you feel like do you feel any what's the level of reciprocity on a percentage scale? Because I kind of feel like I sputtered out a lot of my stuff in the beginning. I might not have reserved as much enthusiasm as I could have to have been great all the way through.
You know, so I know that I do more than you now because I think you're in the recuperation stage where, like, I feel like I burnt you out, but I don't feel like I don't think you're not doing enough. I just know that I'm doing more than you in the capacity that you were doing before. Mm. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't bother me because I feel like I'm cool with this. If you don't do anything, that means that I'm still catching up, because I feel like whenever it's reciprocated, I think like what you would know, like, you know, like, okay, I'm not tired anymore. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like you're that tired now. I feel like you do a lot of things that make me feel like it's getting way closer to it. But there are certain things that I'm like, is this because she was in a car accident or she just don't care?
Is this part of the brain injury? Or
I was like,
Zach.
Yeah, but I mean, overall, you don't make me feel like I'm not loved.
Oh, yeah.
I'll say this. While you were gone to Atlanta, in my head, I was like, does she want me to send her messages, or does she want to like have her time to herself? Or like, if I don't, like, to me, I was like, I don't know what you want. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, so I have blind spots, but I don't want to seem like I didn't miss you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, like, I even go all the way back when I first moved back, and I think Chops came and get me, and you saw me, and I looked like,
like you saw me yesterday.
Yeah. I don't want that to ever happen again. And then when you drove up and I saw you, and you were just so excited, and I was like, these damn dogs. But in my head, I was like, I should have been more excited, I guess. And I was just like, I'm not good at this. That's why I sent you a message, and I'm sorry. Like,
oh yeah, no. So just to give you the idea about who I am, like, you don't have to send me anything to say you miss me. I mean, if I was gone for like a week or two, I would understand, but I don't need that. I don't, like, when I'm gone, I'm fully wrapped up in whatever I'm doing, and then I know I'm coming home. And I was talking to somebody about that. My mom was talking about how my stepdad, like, if you travel, you're supposed to call and tell him you got there.
Yeah.
And when you're on the road or whatever, and that doesn't even cross my mind. My thing is if you can just assume that I made it there and everything is fine, that the police ain't called you. And then I was like, is that callous?
Yes.
But I wouldn't know that, because to me, I'm just like, if you travel, I imagine that when you're traveling, when you're with your friends, you're having a great time. Y'all get there, you're doing your thing. And it doesn't even occur to me that I should have a call from somebody to say, oh, we made it. I'm just letting you know, just checking it. No, when you out, go out and have a great time. So
now that you know that it's wrong, it should be incorporated.
I mean, is it wrong?
It is. Like, it's inconsiderate. Like
I guess if somebody is expecting it, yes, it is inconsiderate. No, like, if you didn't do it, I wouldn't feel like that was inconsiderate. But understanding because you don't think that way, I need to.
But anybody knows, like, if something happens to you, how are they supposed to know?
The police will call.
Why?
Because you're my emergency contact.
For me,
Oh yeah.
Like first of all, like what if nobody finds you yet? Then
that is wild.
But my point,
but it doesn't even occur to me. I get what you're saying though. I do get it, but I don't think about stuff like that. I just be like, oh, he's having a great time. And then I assume the same for myself. Like,
do you notice when people say, hey, let me know when you made it safely? That's a common practice.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, some people do say that to me. Other people don't say that. So I'd be like,
if you're drinking, nobody.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but I'm not always drinking. What? Not always drinking. I'm not always drinking, but
my point is,
I understand when somebody says that, so but if
you're 15 minutes away, cool. But I'm saying, like, you went 12 hours. You could have gotten in traffic jam. The hours could have been like, it's so many different things. You could have gotten in traffic jam. The hours could have been like, it's so many different things. The point is, if you don't want somebody to worry about you, let them know that they shouldn't worry about you. Say, hey, I made it safe. Then that turns it off.
So then what you're saying is
be considerate.
You want me to be the person that's like, hey, I made it.
I don't know why you're not.
I don't know. Okay, so you
have an entire family here.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so we've covered that part. I'm going to work on that. Now, the next thing, while I'm gone, you don't have to tell me you miss me. Is that bad?
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't say I missed you.
No, that's what you were like. I was trying to figure out, am I supposed to?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess it's more so, I just want you to know, like, you're still special to me, you know.
Right.
I don't know, like.
I don't doubt that while I'm gone.
Yeah, no, I don't know the boundary cutoff for somebody to be like, okay, you should have said more than that.
No.
I know, like, but I got that when I came back.
So do you feel that usually if somebody's expecting something, they want something, that's what they would want for them? So when you're gone, would you like for me to send you a message like every couple of days, or you're not usually gone very long, and to say like, I miss you, or to
I don't.
That?
No, I don't care about any of that. I mean, I don't mind. One thing I like is one of the apps we have where you can leave a video. If it's something, like, I don't mind coming back to like, oh, that was dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's something worth, but yeah, like if your day is not spectacular, you don't have to share it. No, but I'm saying, like, I don't want you to think like I'm looking for you to give me a rundown of your day. But if it's something that you wanted to share, I can always come to it. You know what I'm saying?
And I imagine that sounds odd for me to be like we spend all day together. We talk all the time. And then like, if I go away, there won't be no messages from me until like something random. And then I'm coming home.
Well, no, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying, like, if you my ace boom coon, right?
Right.
And we share everything, who am I sharing it with? So it's like, look, I know that you and I would be laughing right now. So,
well, and then I plan to share when I get home.
I know, but see, to me, I feel like you act like you didn't have a brain injury and you can remember everything when you. So my point is, we may not even get it from a year from now. You're like, you know what? I meant to tell you that, but I forgot.
You know what happened
you could get into a practice of a reflection at the end of the evening, just every day, like in your own journal. Today was a good day because of this, or hey, I didn't get this done. I'm like, just something, because to me, I feel like when we're away from each other, there's always something I'm like, I hope I remember this. Mm-hmm. Like even I got like, and now I have like a little place where I can like, okay, I gotta say this. Because I know that you will enjoy. That's like when I recorded, I was like, you're going to like this. Cause so to me, I like, those are the moments where like something to look forward to when we get back.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm not going to remember everything.
Well, you know, I think that, and it's funny because I've never had a great memory, but I just figure that I'll talk to you about it when I get home and I do the recap. But you're right. I'm not going to remember everything. Okay.
You do a good job with recapping though. I will say that.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, like, as much as you don't remember, I can only imagine what you didn't remember.
Right. Yeah. I hear you. Okay. Okay, so when I go away, I will let you know when I get somewhere, when I'm on the road to come.
You know, I think that's the craziest thing that you don't think that that's like standard.
And then I'll give like a little synopsis of my day. Either I'll put some bullet points or I'll send a message.
You don't have to. I'm just saying, at least let me know that you're there safely. I think that's the standard.
Okay.
The standard is let me know you made it safely. And if there's something that you think that I would like, we could have fun, talk about. You should also like just, okay, we're going to talk about this. But you don't have to.
In my head, I feel like I do that. But you're right. I could be missing stuff.
Oh, you do? What do you mean you could be?
Yes. So, okay, I'll work on that. Yeah. But, and I think that that's truly it. And it might be just me. But I feel like that's definitely something that was just never imparted on me that was necessary. Like when I travel and I leave my friends, they may not hear that I got home or whatever.
I know.
And just move on.
That is the craziest.
And it would, yeah.
Now,
I don't think nothing of it. And I don't think they do either. So I wonder if they do that with other friends and just not with me. I'm going to ask. Like, do y'all care if I make it home safe?
I think they care, but I think
no, they do.
You know, like I think that there's a lot of things that you downplay.
Yeah.
And your real friend shouldn't let you, but they was like, you know what? She's so much value. We're just going to take this as a loss.
We'll let her do that. So what? Yeah, probably so.
So
I'm probably the least, what's the word? I'm a very low maintenance friend when it all comes down to it.
Are you alive? Good. Okay.
I appreciate it. And when we're together, have a great time. But like, if you're stressed or you're struggling, like call me and that's wild now because, for me, if my friends call me, I pick up because I feel like it's important to talk to them. If they send me a text message, I may see they send me a text message and I'll look at it a little bit later, or I'll be like, oh, I'll respond later or whatever. But if they call me, then I know there's something wrong and I'm supposed to like put on my mature Kanika and be ready. Before, it wasn't like that. Your friends call you. You're so used to talking on the phone. Now I'm so used to like recording a message or texting somebody or sending some type of post to them or whatever. That's how I communicate if I'm not in the room with you. But I'm not going to sit on the phone and just have no conversation with you. If you call me, that must mean you really need me. So now I'm trying to figure out how much of a careless friend I am.
Well, maybe I'll say this. There are parts that I think you're careless, but listening to you, you made some really good points. And I was like, maybe I be doing way too much because I'm like, you have like an order of importance as far as sending messages, what type of message you look at. But if they pick up, it's a priority. If your friends know who you are and it's important, that's pretty dope. Like to me, I felt like everybody should have this standard. If you're going to be considered a friend, this is what. But now I was just doing too much. I was friends with people that I probably shouldn't have been friends with. Like, it's not saying we couldn't have been friends, but it's long of a period of time. Like, I just kept it going. Mm. And they were definitely not reciprocating. But listening to you, I probably could have remained friends with a lot of people if I practiced your practices.
Hey.
Because that is a low maintenance friend right there.
We got levels.
They'll be there when you need them. Like, you can't expect them to respond to these text messages that it's just whatever. If it's important, you'll call me. Yeah. And that's what I'm there for. Like, that's what I want to be.
Well, and I do respond to friends. Like, I guess it's just, I'm the kind of person that I enjoy being with you. I enjoy being in person with you. I'm not one to go back and forth on text too much. I'm not one. I like to record messages every so often. That's how I do my conversation because I can listen to it when I want or when it's convenient for me. They can too. And it's like we stay in constant communication without impeding on each other's specific, like you're on my time live right now. There's no expectation for that. I love that. That's probably who I've been since the 80s. But technology just caught up with me in order to allow me to be the person I want to be. But yes, if like I've had friends where they're like, I need like to talk right now. And before I didn't really realize it. But one of my best friends, She said, I call you twice. If I call you once, it's not really about anything. I was just, something funny and I wanted to say it to you. But if I call you twice, you better answer. Well, my thing is, if she calls me once, then I answer. Unless I really missed the call. Like I have looked at people call me and I'd be like, oh, okay, I'll talk to you in a minute. Depending on who those people are. But there are certain people I know I'm their person and they're my people. And so if we take the time to call the number, it's important. Other than that, it's just, this was funny. I just got to tell you this, or let me not forget to say this, or text to ask a question. But yeah, but I've been made to feel with certain friends that I wasn't a good friend. And that's okay if people say I'm not a good friend. I'm just not a good friend for you. Because some people want and expect, and they've only had friends who provide this certain level. And that's awesome. I know that it has taken me time to find the friends that fit how I operate. Yeah. Like they understand. And so, God bless them, because I keep a small circle and they love me to death. And if I'm around them, then it's like, we pick up where we left off and it's great. But yeah, I've never been somebody who will put forth a lot of effort when it comes to friends. I don't feel like it should be work. Your friends shouldn't be work. I don't think.
No, they shouldn't, unless it's necessary. Like if they need help.
Yeah, but like everyday work. I had one friend, she was just like, you should be calling, like I should be talking to you more. I didn't understand that. I was like, what are you even talking about? That friend definitely fell off to the wayside. There was this one woman that she said she was married to one of John's friends. And so, the expectation is that when your husbands hang out, then y'all need to be cool so that y'all can, it'll be easy to all hang out as a family. I was fine with that. Like when I'm there, let's have a great time. But if she like called or wanted to do anything else with me, and I'm like, oh, I don't really want to do that. Or, maybe next time, whenever she would get around me and other people, she would be like, well, if you answered, you don't ever really want to. Nope. You put me on blast. If you put me on blast, man, we will never see each other again. I don't like that. That to me, that's pressure that I don't like. That's just not me. And so it takes that's just something that I can't be that kind of friend. And unfortunately, like I don't fit a lot of people's taste, and that's okay for me because I don't like having a lot of people around anyway. But, I'm definitely heard from people who we do vibe well together, but that part they just can't take. Yeah. And, it's really hard to say to people like, I'm sorry, that's just a part of who I am. And when there are many people who love you and they work with that, it's hard for other people to demand things of me and then me be like, oh, let me change for you. I mean, it's hard. Yeah. So when you talk about your friends and like, whenever we would travel somewhere, we would go in a city where he had friends, we may not even have time to see anybody. He has to contact them, or he did. He'd have to contact them to let him know that he was going to be there. I couldn't that just wasn't me.
I think because you grew up in the city you grew up in and you went to college here. Mm-hmm. So like me and my family, we went to Michigan a lot, and we went to like places like an hour outside, and it was just like, if you go anywhere, you don't know what they're going through. You should always reach out because, like it's just consideration, like, being considerate of like if they're important to you. Mm-hmm. Because, and he was always really big into seeing old people.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I never picked that up. I don't really care because I didn't grow up the way that he grew up. I grew up away from people. The old people that he cared about, he saw regularly. Mm-hmm. The people that he wanted me to care about, I saw once a year. Mm-hmm. So it was always friends that I was considering because I would see them more often. So it was like, if they're available, they'll maybe come out or whatnot. But yeah, so it was just me trying to be nice, because I thought that was like, that's just what you're supposed to do, mm-hmm. And I didn't understand why, you didn't do that. Like, there's a lot of people that didn't do that. I always like, there's a lot of things that my father taught me that I thought that was just common practice. And I held people to those standards like they knew it too.
Yeah. Yeah. You were like, oh, you were in town and you didn't say nothing? Look, there'll be people, they'll be like, I was in town. I was like, oh, did you have a good time?
Yeah.
Did you go to such and such? Yeah. Like, for the most part, if somebody said that they were coming in town, I don't say, I better see you. I'll be like, hey, if you like this kind of food, make sure you go taste it. I'm not saying I'm going to be there, but I'm not, and because people come places and they have expectations of what they want to do.
I feel like if they call you, it's because they anticipate seeing you.
Yeah.
Why would they call you?
Right. I'm giving recommendations of restaurants.
Oh my gosh.
No, but you know what? There's certain, like, if they call and they be like, hey, so when am I going to see you? Then I'll do it.
No, but that ain't true.
You're right. If they call me specifically to say, hey, I'm about to be, and I'll be like, hey, if you like this, here's some places to go.
I get along with people all the time. I'm not a people person. Aquarius math.
It is Aquarius math. But, you know, if somebody wants to see me, they'll be like, yeah, but, you know, I'll go and I'll thoroughly enjoy myself. But I don't ever anticipate that the intention is that I'm going to engage. Like, I don't just assume people want me to do stuff. I guess because that's how I am. But I'll go places and I won't even tell nobody I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on that. I'm not working on it. I just be saying that. But the point is that's just, yeah.
Well, we're older now, so we don't have to work on that.
Right. We're always supposed to work on stuff, though.
No, I'm saying necessarily work on letting people know we're there.
Oh, yeah. Like, truthfully, when I go places, I go with it. Like, there are specific things I want to do. But if I do contact people, I do want to see them. Mm-hmm. So I guess I'm supposed to assume other people are trying to do that too. That's the introvert in me that I'm just erring on the side of, you just say, let me give you some recommendations. Because some people will be like, hey, I'm about to be in your city. Where's some place that I should do this?
But that's different. You try to make it sound right. Hold up. Oh man. Anybody you want to give a shout out before we get out of here?
No. Sorry to anybody that I like, you had expectations of me and I didn't know to fulfill them. I didn't think about that. But if you ever come to my city, I got great restaurant recommendations.
Shout out to Moneyball Sportswear. They released a new gym shoe their first gym shoe called the Genesis. Looks pretty nice. It's a comfortable shoe. You guys should support. I think he's really close from becoming nationwide. He's been around since, I believe, 2002. He has a couple of storefronts. He's doing it really big in the mindset of running a business in its totality. And to get it to this point, that's impressive. So shout out to him and everybody else associated with Moneyball Sportswear. Y'all make today better than yesterday. Don't worry about anything you can't control. GATA. Get after that action, or that action will get after you. Be great on purpose.